Hey everyone, Cornapinoy here once again, and I've got a very simple question for all of you out there. How much would you be willing to pay to play a console game? 300, 400 bucks, 500 maybe, bordering 600? Well, according to Sony, it'll take you over 700 bucks to get the latest hardware and play modern games on it. That's right, the PS5 Pro, as for those of you who've already seen it, is 700 bucks. Now, I've gone through all of the information that Sony has shared regarding this console, and for everything that they've showcased, this is not a $700 upgrade compared to the PS5 regular edition. In fact, if anything, you may as well save up your money by buying the regular PS5 at this point. And the reason I say this is because despite the fact that there are some level of improvements regarding the PS5 to the PS5 Pro, for example, the frame rates, they're not really that much justifiable at this point. And the reason I say this is because we're really reaching that point of diminishing returns. When we take a look at the leap between PS3 to PS4, it was a massive leap when it comes to graphical fidelity. PS4 to PS5, there's definitely some improvements there, but it's not as big as it was between 3 and 4. And for me personally, forking over 700 bucks, 700 doubloons in order to play on the latest hardware from PlayStation, that ain't really worth it. And perhaps the biggest insult to injury here is that you don't get everything with that console. You do not get the physical disk drive, and you don't even get a stand with it, which is ridiculous in my opinion. And I guess that's the reason why a lot of people have been dunking on Sony right now, because for all the comparisons that they've showcased regarding the PS5 and the PS5 Pro, where no one could tell the difference between them, they couldn't even be bothered to add a piece of plastic that allows you to stand the PS5 Pro vertically. It's highly likely as well that they haven't showcased the full price including tax, because if we add the 7% tax rate, which I believe is the highest in the US right now, you're looking more into 750 bucks for less of a console here, because you're not getting the disk drive, you have to fork over 80 bucks for that, and you're not getting the stand, which I believe is about 25 to 30 bucks in the US. So not only do you get less for the amount you're paying for, in order for you to get the entire basics of a console, you're pretty much teetering on $1,000 in order for you to get the PS5 Pro. That is absolutely asinine in my opinion. And because of the fact that Sony doesn't take into consideration currency conversion when putting the price on this console, some countries are paying a heavy premium. They're getting penalized for being outside the US. For me personally, being in the UK, if I bought this console in the UK right now, I would be paying a heck of a lot more compared to people in the US. £700 plus £100 for the disk drive plus £25 for the stand, we're looking at £825 in total. Convert that to US dollars, we're looking at over $1,000 for the price of this console in the UK. You can build a decent PC at that point with better graphics to the PS5 Pro, and that PC can do more compared to the PS5 Pro. So you're not really justifying what this console can do in any way, shape, or form, Mark Cerny. It doesn't matter what the big three things are that you wanted to improve for this console, because something can outperform it like a PC for a much better price. And perhaps the best demonstration of why it's not worth 700 bucks to buy the PS5 Pro is the side-by-side comparison that they did between the PS5 and the Pro Edition when it comes to certain games. The still images, they look exactly the same regardless of what console you're looking into. And you want to know why, Sony? It's because the games still look amazing on the PS5, even if you put it on something like performance mode. You're not really losing that much graphical fidelity in order to get better frame rate at this point. So all you're really doing is you're giving us a little bit of a boost in performance for a ridiculous premium where we don't even get the full console or a stand to go with it. So that just showcases how bad the situation is regarding the PS5 Pro. I guess the best way to describe everything they've demonstrated regarding the Pro as of right now is diminishing returns. And the reason I say that is because most regular people are not able to tell the difference between the graphics of the PS5 to the PS5 Pro. Sure, Mark Cerny can stare everyone dead in the eyes and talk a bunch of techno mumbo jumbo in order to tell them that the PS5 Pro is better than the regular version.
We want to give players the graphics that the game creators aspire to, at the high frame rates that players typically prefer. To do that, PS5 Pro substantially improves over PlayStation 5 in 3 ways. Here's what we call the Big 3. We made the GPU much larger and increased the speed of the memory it uses. We made major upgrades to the ray tracing and an AI library called PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, or PSSR for short.
But most regular people can't tell the difference still, because the only thing they really demonstrated that showed a heavy impact to everyone else is the frame rate and the price tag. And that's about it. I think what Sony should have done at this point is they should have focused their efforts in developing more games for the PlayStation 5. Have that strong catalog of exclusives for this console. That way, with their catalog of exclusive titles, they're gonna look stronger than their competition. But instead, they developed Concord, which flopped heavily, and now they're shilling you half a console for $700. It is a depressing state of play as of right now, everyone. But with all of that said, what do you think about the PlayStation 5 Pro as of right now, and do you think it's worth $700? Do let us know in the comments below your overall thoughts and opinions regarding Sony's latest demonstration for the PS5 Pro. And as always, if you enjoyed these videos, please consider hitting the like on the video itself and subscribing to the channel, as well as hitting that bell icon so you can go ahead and catch up on any other content that I might be doing in future. Until then, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Onward and upward.